All right, so we
Flashing
began
lights
draining
used to
the
feel
pool,
like
so we
a
actually
dream
moved the
of
pool over
validation.
there to its permanent spot.
Now they just burn, showing who's
But I was like, hey,
not
before we
on my
finish,
team.
let's get these ducks in there.
Empty handshakes and smiles that don't reach the eye.
Get them some deeper water.
Surrounded
Water
by
grow
100
warm so they
people
can stay in here a little
living
longer.
in disguise. They love the character, but they don't know the man. Built this castle on my own, wasn't part of their plan. Now they all want a key, wanna walk through the door, forgetting all the times they left me sleeping on the floor. And I hear the whispers, yeah, I hear them all the time, saying I changed, like staying the same ain't a crime. But the only thing that's different is the view from up here, and how the faces I once trusted now look so insincere. I'm a ghost in my own city, a king on a broken throne. They all know my name, but I'm always alone. Used to chase the stars, now the darkness is all I see. They all want a piece, but they never wanted me. Yeah. I remember cold nights sharing one single meal. Now the table's full, but none of the hunger feels real. Lost my day ones on the way to the top. Traded real love for a calculated photo op. They say success is the best revenge, I'm not so sure. Feels more like a sickness that has no cure. Every call I get is an angle, every text is a plea. Is there anyone left who just checks in on me? I'm a ghost in my own city, a king on a broken throne. I'm with you, that's what he said. Gathering his people like words in red.
And the little ones
From the west,
in the water.
they coming back. North, give up.
But they smart. They get up on the board to take a break and then hop back in when they ready to go back in.
Long night and then gather light. Wait on me, that's the sound. When the Most High rise above the ground. This ain't chance, this ain't luck. This is prophecy linking back up. We coming back, yeah, we coming home. Gather together, no more alone. Renown and praise in the earth again. Restored before your eyes. Say amen. Drums of war, saints in the sky. Israel rise, now the time. Drums of war, saints in the sky. Israel rise.
And that little one on this far end, that was something else.
Nations lining up for the truth. Fear sang a fire like jealousy. Earth shook when he moved for me. But after the fire,
that thing be diving and running.
History bends when he speaks again. What was last now rises to reign. Wait on him. The word
You
is
can
sealed.
walk in and put some peas up on the board.
Nations rage, but time expires. Truth returns, dressed in fire. Rise, true Israel, rise. Your captivity is over. True Israel, rise. The curse is broken, chains are shattered. Rise, true Israel, rise. Lift your head, open your eyes. True Israel, rise. The time is now.
Put some on the other end too.
Israel, rise. Israel, rise. Reuben, firstborn strength, stand up. Simeon, judge and restore, stand up. Levi, priesthood flame, stand up. Judah, lion crown, stand up. Issachar, wisdom and time, stand up. Zebulun, builders of trade, stand up. Gad, warrior true, stand up. Asher, bread and oil, stand up. Naphtali, swift and free, stand up. Ephraim, fruitful power, stand up. Manasseh, made to forget pain, stand up. Benjamin, fierce right hand, stand up. Fear not, I am with thee, says the Lord. I gather my seed from every shore. North, give up.
Right,
South, hold no more. My sons, my daughters, from the
They don't mind being around
I gather you, give you praise. The nations view, restore your fortunes before their eyes. Living proof, know the sky. I rise for plunder, says the Lord. Whoa. Nations summon to my court. Valley of Jehoshaphat, here's the cave. For my heritage, my chosen race. What you divided, I reclaim. What you traded, brings you shame. Pure language, one accord. All needs been, serve the Lord. I rise for plunder, says the Lord.
street roll.
What you divided, I reclaim. What you traded brings you shame. Pure language, one accord. All needs been serve the Lord. Right, true is right, oh, right, right. We are the true royal family. Right, true is right, oh, right.
Go around here, check on the other ones.
Can't copy this. Hands too small for a
Just
grip
left them
like
out to
this.
dry.
Count it up slow.
There's no point in putting them back in that box.
I bring the storm, you bring the face.
Larger birds
Can't do what I do.
can deal with the sun, can deal with the
You can't do
weather. They over here chilling.
it again now. You can't do what I
Y'all good? All right.
do what I do. Step in my bag.
These are definitely 3 to 4 week old, but something's telling me like they're not standard Peking. Something's telling me these are possibly jumbos because they're huge. Huge. Over a pound and a half already. One of them's almost 2. Good eating. So like I do, and I'm sure many others do, we steal ideas from other people who've done it before us. I think that's the whole purpose of them putting the information out there for us to take it and run with it and make it work for us as well. So originally I had one that it worked, but it didn't. I needed a 4-inch hole, so I bought a drill bit for the 4-inch, bought a new bucket, put it on top. This works so much better. Moved this water over here for these ducklings, got it up to where they can just get their faces in and not get in themselves, and it's working beautifully. The other thing that I've learned over the last few days that I'm going to try now is I took the pelletized bedding with some of the straw bedding and the pine flakes, shavings, whatever they're called, and I mixed all 3 of them together, about equal parts, and then put that in here. The ducks haven't been eating it. These ducks are messing with the straw, but they seem not to be eating the straw, just playing with the straw. Where these ducks over here, they just leave it alone, and nice and toasty and cozy and warm. Everybody has their feed. Everybody's doing good. New base setup. One thing that I did today was I ran this like waterproof tape that you put around windows when you put new windows in. I ran that around the base of this, on the top, the side, and the bottom, just to keep moisture off of it when they use the bathroom, and just to make it easier to clean, just spray it off. Now it's glued on with the tar, but it's also Gorilla glued, and then on top of that I put some staples in it throughout to hold it down even more secure. I did that in this box as well as this box, so both of them be easier to clean. And then when it's time to change them out, got them on the same schedule for the most part. I just literally lift up these pins, take the pins out, fold that gray one up with all the stuff in it, put it in my wheelbarrow, take it to the compost, bring it back, spray it off, let it dry, put it back down, put new bedding in, and they are good to go from there. It is a little warm. They're okay. Most likely I'm going to put them back outside in a few, and put them outside as well to do some swimming in a pool. But let me take me a quick break and clean up in here. Just trying to clean up in here. Great morning. Just building, just doing what I need to do to get to where I want to go. The old brooder is out. We took that thing out. I'm going to be taking it apart maybe this evening and turning it into a pen like this one over here, but maybe not, because I honestly want to jump on to my next project, which needs to be done.
See a pin like this? They got a nice little outdoor area. But I want to jump over here to this project. I'm going to actually use T-post. Put T-post in around the shape that I want for this. And then hardware cloth it. And then let the visions roll from there for the next thing and the next thing and the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. But it's gonna go from this tree to that tree, out that way. Or this tree. I don't know. I don't know. But it's gonna be in this front area to these two trees here. And this would be a nice large area for them. The tricky part is going to be, I like curves, so curving it here, back around, and then it'll connect to those T-posts over there, and then back around. So this will be one, well, the grass isn't, but here will be one large run for those dumps. And I think that'll be a nice amount of space for them. So I'll be getting all that trash and that wood up. Then starting to drive the T-post into the shape, adding extra security over there, running wire on that side, but I'm also going to run a hardware cloth on the back end of that. Yeah, just wanted to get some video of my space so I can look at it throughout the day while I'm at the shop working on this project, and get my mind wrapped around what I'm trying to do here. Excuse me, Alex beat me up today. And it's going to curve out here. Most likely, I'm going to drop that down to the ground on some blocks and come all the way. It's going to curve all the way out to here, connect right there. I'll probably end up putting a door right here and then one over there somewhere. But yeah, it's going to be a nice large run for them. Alright, so we got this thing staked out, because that's all it is staking. Need to get my wire, run my wire, and then I can move them out into here. I thought about taking off this nesting box here. I really did. And once I got into really looking at this, I can probably cut it, the entryway down lower. They may just sleep up in there. Some of them might sleep up in there. So this is a big, tall box. From the floor to the top is like 27, 28 inches. And then I still have, you know, I can go down a good 5 inches right here. Cut it down and they can just walk right in, boop, 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 and stay in there. So I'm gonna leave that box on there. There's no need to take it off, and they have plenty of room here. According to everyone I talked to, I should be able to hold at max 20 ducks in here at a time. And this is just their sleeping quarters. During the daytime, they will be released out into their pen, and we're on the inside of the pen. So the pen will come here. This log stack here will actually be moved, and then it'll go right behind these trees, over there to that tree, and then over to the fence line here, and just follow the fence line back down on this back end. But this is inside of it. It's way bigger than a 10 by 10 or 20 by 20 or a 50 by 50. I want to say from the front of this box to the end over there, it's roughly about 75 feet, maybe more than that. But we have the pin built, or the pin staked out. Now it's just time to get the wire. I didn't want to waste any time out here today, so I also took the extra little pool. I mean, this is the temporary one until I buy the one that I want for them. And I went ahead and started my hole, because I know the one that I've been looking at,
It's a giant oval, and it's this circumference on this round end. I just have to shape it a little more over here, which is no issue. But this is probably a quarter of it, maybe half of it, and then the other half will come way over here, and it'll be a giant oval unless I find one that shapes, and then I'll finish this all out. What I'm going to do with the dirt is what I've done with the dirt. I just throw it back in here, and then I'll be bringing in some grasses and things of that sort to help them forage. So it'll be all 1/4 inch wire on this side, going up 1/4 inch wire. I'll probably do 1/2 inch on that front end over there, but definitely on this back end, I'm gonna do 1/4. And then I'm gonna run my barbed wire the rest of the way, like over in the south side pasture. I'm gonna run my barbed wire strands and get that done. So the livestock, the horses and the sheep and stuff like that will stay over on that side there. A girl and her pony. But yeah, that's what we're looking at. I trimmed this tree. Hopefully it doesn't die all the way. It shouldn't. I'm just gonna get it to start to bush out and make it like a little cover bush here for them. This tree here, I'm gonna cut it out. I got a couple young ones underneath there. I'm gonna let those grow, but trim those and keep them trimmed up so they bush out. This is in the middle here, just some wildflower stuff that I threw out here. Starting to grow just to cover up the burn site. So I'm gonna get some more of that and throw it out. All of these weeds and stuff. I see what the ducks pick through and what they don't pick through, and what I know needs to go, I'll get that, I'll pull that all out of here. Like that pokeweed, and it was some Carolina horse nettle. There's still a couple little ones in here, but all this was Carolina horse nettle, and I pulled all that and got that out of here, and as much as the root system as possible. But yeah, that's looking at the inside of the duck pen and looking into the duck hut. So yeah, happy Friday, happy Friday. So we got the ducks, got the Pekins, and we got the khaki cayugas there. So I had to change some bedding today. Today was day 3. I probably changed about 50% of it. One thing I'm definitely not going to use again is
You had time, you just didn't care. That's the truth, don't look away.
Is the straw, that shredded straw stuff over there. Hey, go tell your mom I got some straw for you from the garden box. Because that stuff, it just got wet, stayed wet, compacted it down, which the pelletized bedding anyway, as it wets and dries, it does compact down with the weight, but not that daggone solid. They made it almost like concrete, so I'm not going to use that. So when I changed it out, I put less, I put more of the pelletized stuff, wetted that down, let that soak up, then dry out, and then I put some pine shavings on top of that, but less pine shavings. My goal is to try to get these birds all the way over to just that bedding, that pelletized stuff. The stuff is cheap, it spreads, it absorbs, it keeps things warm, and that's a goal. One thing I did notice with the straw being out of there, when I gave them bugs, I just kind of scattered the bugs around so they kind of forage. They weren't even like getting into the pelletized stuff like that. Like it wasn't, they weren't eating it. They were just picking out bugs for both pens. But with that being said, both groups went outside today for a good swim. I set up the second pen for them, for the khaki cayugas, and you know, they were out there swimming, and they got in and out on their own and did their thing today. And then with these Pekins, I mean, they just do what they do when it comes to them. But we definitely have more drakes than hens here. We're starting to hear the difference in the quack or the rest. So I'm going to have quite a few meat birds that I done raised up when it comes time to harvesting. I've got a feeling we're going to end up with 2 of these original here as hens, and then, man, that's 5 ducks in the freezer. And then over here, they're still too young to tell, but I'm going to keep drakes out of this, and hopefully the drakes from there crossbreed with these here and create another thing. I don't care if the eggs aren't fertile, because we'll be eating eggs. It's more so just if I can get it to work. I haven't done any research on it yet, but I'll get all that taken care of here soon. But the Pekins are thriving. They got nice feathering coming in. And you can see it on this one here. See the feathering coming in. Is that the right term? Feathering? But they're starting to look like mini adult ducks. And you see the down, but you see the feathers coming in the wings and the legs and around the breast. And then these guys here, they're just thriving. They definitely have grown. Got a lot bigger than what they were over this last week. They're all eating veggies and stuff like that. Like what they're eating now is, what is this? Some peas, some corn, some carrots, and some green beans. And then they always have their normal feed. And the same thing for these guys. But with these guys, I went ahead and cut them up so they're easier for them to consume. And they're all thriving. But yep, catch you on the next one.